Hey guys, I hope this is something I'm going to be able to put into words. Um, as you guys can tell, I ramble and stuff and skip around points. I should really start trying to make a booklet, like a full, outline of what I want to do. I have a booklet where I just sketch an idea out, but I don't really flesh it out. But anyway, it's all part of this growing experience. But, no, today I just wanted to share this idea that I have, that I've done a few times, where, I use places that are unconventional, like places you wouldn't consider of power, to do magic in. I know I've talked a little bit in my previous videos so far about, being an urban pagan. Even though I live in Alabama, like in the South, in the Bible Belt, in the middle of the night, while the Christians are sleeping, I work my magic. But yeah, I was thinking, this is a new year. A lot of people are doing banishment spells, releasings and healings and stuff like that. And especially now that we're going into our new moon and everything. The moon is waning right now. It's actually a really beautiful crescent tonight, like perfect. But yeah, this is this is dumpsters. As I'm sure we've all seen them in cities and towns and behind restaurants and stores and stuff. And I don't know, I think that these can be amazing tools for us to use in our magic, believe it or not. I think that it's a really great idea to do like banishment spells here. And this is right near my townhouse, down the street. This is our movie theater here in town. And this is just their trash behind it. But I mean, this is a place where we throw trash that we don't need. We throw physical items that we don't need anymore into this space. And how great is that for an idea to do a banishment spell here, to lay out whatever that you don't want. Like, I'll give you an example of like what I've done. I've sit right between these, and literally, through creative visualization, imagined myself, like, basically like walking out of, sorry, I acted shady for a second. There was like a cop driving by kind of looking at me weird, but I walked out of my own self and left it behind. So yeah, like, I think that places of power like dumpsters can be amazing to leave your spiritual junk behind. Use physical items not just for their physical purposes, but for spiritual purposes, right? Like, don't be afraid to throw away your shit in a fucking dumpster. Like, you go upside that dumpster, you say a little prayer, and you toss away your shit in that dumpster. You throw away parts of yourself that you don't need anymore. Walk out of your old self and leave him behind in the trash. I think that's amazingly powerful. It works for me. I love it. I throw away stuff all the time that I don't need, like, spiritually, into physical trash cans. Actually, as we're walking, I just noticed, this broken down car. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Yeah, a broken down car. Yeah, a broken down car. I think that could be something, like, it's just making me think now, right? I have never done anything with a broken down car, but just think, like, if you're having issues with, like, transportation, getting from place to place in your life, like, metaphorically, like, if you feel stagnant, I think doing your magic on a car would be amazing, like, using the car as a tool to help you move in your life, right? Somehow factoring that into your magic. That would be awesome. I think that'd be really awesome. You know, anytime I see, coming over to the movie theater a lot to do my magic, anytime I see posters, like, posters like that, they strike me as really powerful. I mean, this is a warrior, right? I'm all about warriors. That's like an object of power that's almost like a symbol of the god to me, or a god. Yeah. I love that kind of stuff. I think there's treasures all over your town to be used for your magic. Don't limit yourself to athames and wands and tarot cards and things like that, which, hello, we all use them, I use them. But, don't limit yourself to just those tools, you know, don't be afraid to reinvent your spirituality in really crazy ways. Urban magic, I don't know if you guys are really familiar with it. If you're not, I've recommended a few books before. The Urban Pagan and the Urban Primitive are amazing books. There's not a whole lot of source material out there. There's a book called City Magic, Urban Shamanism, which is good. But, yeah, I think it's very much like a grassroots thing. But I really love it. I mean, think about it. Our ancestors, they worked with what they had, which was nature. Like, raw, unfiltered nature. And, you know, now as this technological society, we want to get away from that and get back to nature because we feel so disconnected from the cycles of life and death and of nature. Hey, you guys. Sorry, the last video that I was just making, I got cut off because the camera died. So I had to come back inside, and I'm gonna turn the camera. And basically continue where I left off is what I want to do. I'm not gonna reshoot that whole video. I think there was good imagery in it. So anyway, as I was saying, you know, our pagan ancestors, they worked with what they had, which was nature and the natural unfiltered world. And you know, I get that we want to get back to that. I want to get back to that. But at the same time, do we really know what we're saying? But do we really know what we're wishing for? But work with what you have, like your ancestors did. We have, you know, microwaves now instead of cauldrons. Use those for magic. There's nothing wrong with that. Use them. I think those modern tools can be so amazing. You know, people complain about the energy of them and stuff. I think that's just because you haven't worked with that energy yet. You're not used to it. I think if you think back to magic in the beginning, when you were first, you know, doing it, it didn't all feel normal or comfortable yet, right? It was like new and weird sensations and stuff. I think all forms of growing are awkward, and that includes, you know, growing your magic and stuff. Urban magic is, I think, a new form of, it is obviously a new form of magic, but it's something that I think everyone should really look into. I think everyone who's interested in magic should look into it. Although I think that anyone interested in magic should look into any forms of magic that they feel pulled to, and also any kind they can get their hands on, because you never know what you're going to be touched by. Don't automatically draw the gate on magic that you don't feel drawn to. Like, I used to do that for years. I drew the gate down on anything that was Wiccan, or witchcraft, ceremonial magic, hermetic magic, mystery tradition stuff like that, like high magic stuff. I just completely drew away from because it seemed too much like Christianity to me and too dogmatic, and I hated it and didn't want anything to do with it. But since having looked into it, there's actually a lot of stuff in there that's really helpful. And you know, I would argue that all modern paganism, like neo-pagans, we're all derivative of Wicca. So you can't help it. There are principles of Gardnerian and Alexandrian Wicca in like every path, because we've had to use them to kind of patch together the pieces that we don't have in those paths, like Druidry and Asatru. They're just, you have to have things that you like. There's potholes, and you have to fill them in with something. So whether that was intentional or subconscious on the parts of these peoples, I don't know, but that's what I feel, and that's what I believe to be true. Excuse me. You know, I think keeping with the idea of like unconventional magic and like urban magic, you know, other ideas I think would be to use like knives from your kitchen as athames, and I forget the term because I don't use it, but like the object or the name. But is it like a bowling or bowling, like the traditional white-handed blade that you use to cut your herbs and things within magic? Anyway, you could use those from your kitchen. That's certainly what our ancestors were doing. They didn't have the money and the luxury of keeping knives aside specifically just for their magic. That's ludicrous. You can't. Yeah, I don't believe that. It's the same with their brooms and things. You know, they hid their staves in brooms to avoid persecution, right? And even before that, they probably used their brooms as cleaning tools, spiritually and physically. Just like I think we now use our showers and our baths to cleanse ourselves spiritually and physically before and after rituals and things like that. Don't be afraid to use your computer and your mouse and all this stuff, you know, in your magic. I think that creates a more intimate environment with your home and with life, because these things are a part of our lives now. Use your cell phone for magic. Use it to make your videos, or use it to cast spells. Use it as a portal to other realms of consciousness. That sounds crazy, but that's the thing. Your imagination is an amazing tool, and with it, you can really use anything and open yourself to so many realms that you didn't know were there before. So yeah, urban magic. You should explore it because it's really awesome.